Hi, I'm Healing Means. Welcome to my channel and welcome to a Backyard Shenanigans video. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a quick video, and this is all about trying to save my cherry tree. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is my Royal Crimson cherry tree. This is the most recent addition to my Royal Cherry collection. This is, if you can see, it says right here, semi-dwarf. This is, again, the Royal Crimson cherry, and y'all can see it is not looking happy at all. It's actually looking like it's on this last limb. Almost all the leaves have fell off, and the leaves that's on there, I think they just waiting to fall. I believe I'm having a similar issue as I did with that, which is my Royal Lee. As you can see, it's coming back to life. It looks very well. You see like green at the top, and then you see a few sets of leaves on the side. So I know I did right with the soil mix that I changed up on that one, and I'm going to do something very similar to this one. So this is what the roots are looking like, and you see a lot of brown roots, and the roots should be white or light colored, y'all, but they are brown. I forgot exactly what mix this is, but you can see like right there, that's a chunk of pumice that I obviously didn't mix in the best, but I believe this was pumice, perlite, peat moss, and I think I might have mixed in like some garden soil that I already had, or some potting mix that I already had, and that made this up. And then this is just like fir bark fines, which are good for cherry trees because they do need a little bit of acidity. And then I just put some pebbles here right around the base of the trunk of the tree to help with drainage, and just, you know, for like a little aesthetic. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put these back when I repot this tree, but I wanted to take it out and see what it looked like from the root level, and it is not in good shape, y'all. This is some tool that I had at the bottom to prevent the soil from coming through the holes, but I don't think I'm gonna put that in there when I repot. This is the old pot, and y'all remember this pot, I drilled extra holes in here. So this is the old pot. This will be reused. I'm gonna see if these fit in my 15-gallon bucket stand, and that's where these will go. So this is a 20-inch pot, which holds, for this particular brand, this holds 13.5 gallons. If I have a picture of it, I'll show you like the measurements and stuff. I'm gonna be transitioning it from this pot, a 20-inch pot which holds 13.5 gallons, to this number 25 pot, which I think it holds like 22 or 23 gallons. So a definite increase in size, and I'm hoping that that's going to be better for the tree. So I do have, y'all know my little Timu plant caddy, so it was already on the plant caddy. So this is the same plant caddy, 25-gallon pot though, a number 25 pot, as opposed to basically a 13.5 gallon pot, which they say is 20 inches. So that's another thing. You have to know the size and the measurements and how much soil your containers will hold, because a 20-inch pot is not the same as a 20-gallon pot, which is not the same necessarily as a number 20 pot. It doesn't mean that they hold 20 gallons. What is the new soil mix going to consist of? Well, here it is. This is 2 5-gallon buckets of sphagnum peat moss, and instead of just pre-hydrating it with plain water, I pre-hydrated it with this. This is Liquinox 01010 Bloom, and as you can see, if I could turn this around, it's only $15. If I got the Alaska brand of this same thing, same 1 gallon size, is between $23 and $30. So $15 versus $23 to $30. I ain't brand loyal, y'all. Not like that. I'm gonna have these two 5-gallon buckets of peat moss, and y'all know that's probably gonna expand even more. So I mixed in 2 gallons of the fertilizer in each of these, plus I added a little bit more water, and then when I dump them out to mix it all together, you know, I'll add more water just to make sure that it's fully hydrated and not just moist on the top and then dry in the middle. And then to that, I have, this is pre-mix of what I did with my dragon fruit. So this is sand, pumice, perlite, and peat moss. And then I think I put azomite and biochar and all of that. So this is just a mix that I have left over. So I'm gonna put this in there. And then this is just a little bit of pumice on the top, and then the rest of it is perlite. And y'all, speaking of perlite, I'm gonna show you something in a minute. And then the last thing I have here, this is decomposed granite. So this is what I had left over from the decomposed granite. So mixtures and measurements of decomposed granite, pumice and perlite, already pre-mixed dragon fruit mix, soil mix, and then this is the peat moss. And then for amendments, I'm just going to show you here. I have these measurements, and this is basically 2 scoops of everything. And let me see, what did I do with the scoop? Oh, I put it back in there, but it's like 2 scoops of everything except for the mycorrhiza. That is maybe the equivalent of 1 scoop. So it's the biochar, it's the baritone organic fertilizer, and I'm adding this because it has sulfur in it, and cherry trees do need just a little bit of acidity. I have the Osmocote fertilizer. This is a triple 14, and the reason why I'm using this is because it's supposed to fertilize for 4 months, and that is perfect because by that time the tree will go into dormancy, because we got September, October, November, December, and by that time the tree will be in dormancy, so it'll have food up until then. This is the mycorrhiza, this is earthworm castings, and this is azomite. So those are the amendments and fertilizers and additives that I'm gonna mix with this if I need to. This is some old soil. This is more kind of like garden soil, bag soil that I mix like perlite, and you can see a little Osmocote in there and stuff like that. But if I need it, if the peat moss and everything doesn't fill up the container, because I am going from this size to this size, which is quite a bit larger, and I am gonna take a moderate amount of this soil off of the tree. So hardly any of this soil is gonna make it into the new pot. So I'm gonna need quite a bit of soil. I am gonna trim off, you know, the worst roots and save the best roots, and we're gonna go from there. Now I'm not gonna do this tonight because I waited kind of late in the evening to do this, so I'm gonna do this tomorrow morning. I may come back and add like the final clip after I have the tree into the new pot, or you might just see it on a community post or a YouTube short. But I did just want to give you an idea of my plan and what I'm doing, y'all, trying to save another cherry tree. It's just something about me and like my fruit trees. It seems like I first get them, they do well, then they go into a slump. I'm sorry for the blurriness. The lens is probably a little dirty, y'all, but yeah, it seems like I always need a second and a third chance with my trees before they do what they supposed to do. And so yeah, hopefully this will do right. Yeah, y'all, it is like way dark. And I'm going to leave this tree to sit out here tonight. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to come out here, get my tarp. I'm going to lay my tarp out right here. And I'm going to mix everything together again. So it'll be peat moss. It'll be pumice and perlite. And it'll be sand. That's pretty much what all of these buckets are. That these are my amendments. So I'm going to mix the amendments in with this little bit of soil, and this is going to go in the top like 2 inches. I no longer mix in my amendments with the whole soil mix. I only mix my amendments at the top, and then as I water, I let the amendments and stuff slowly water down into the plant. So I'm trying to mimic what happens in nature, where when the leaves fall and plant material dies and stuff, it dies at the top and works its way down into the soil. It's not mixed in down into the soil. So I'm trying to mimic that to see how that helps and how it works. It's a little bit different because I am growing in containers, but y'all know I'm trying to do what I can. Oh, y'all, it's dark out here. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for this video. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. Click that notifications bell. Make sure it is set to all. Like, comment, and share with everyone you know. And until next time, be safe, be well, and be blessed.